everybody, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I wanted to go over how to afford luxury purchases, luxury handbags, luxury shoes. In today's world, especially with social media, you got Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, it may seem that everybody has it together. You have everyone with the designer clothing, designer handbags, designer shoes, and it may seem like the norm, like everybody has these things, they're super attainable, when the reality is they're not. And most people at least have to save up to a certain extent to be able to afford them. So I wanted to go ahead and share my experiences on how I afford luxury. I don't have a lot of money to just throw at handbags and shoes. And even though I enjoy that stuff, to be reasonable, you have to save up for it. It is expensive. So the first thing, yes, you can put the purchases on a credit card. There's nothing wrong with that. As long as you pay it off within a reasonable time frame, whatever that is to you, or you have some of it saved up and you pay it on a credit card, that's okay. From my experience, I would have the money saved and then I would go ahead and spend it the credit card or purchase it with a credit card. And then when it came time to paying it all off, I would say, oh no, I'll just pay a little bit here. Or, oh no, I'll just pay half of it now. And there's nothing wrong with that if that's something that you could afford to do. But to be completely transparent, for me, buying luxury handbags and luxury shoes, you get kind of an excitement that comes with it. Like, oh my gosh, I just bought this brand new handbag and it's all excitements and butterflies and all the good things, right? But then after it kind of wears off a little bit, a couple weeks go by, you may still love it and you may still enjoy it and you may still cherish it. But that high that you're on from when you first purchased it, you kind of come off of that a little bit. And at that point, you may not want to, pay $2,000 on your credit card. And so that can be a problem if you constantly are like buying purse here, buying a purse there, and you're not paying it off within like a certain amount of time, or you're not paying it off when you said you would. Then you're just getting yourself into debt over fashion pieces, over luxury handbags, which really, it's not something that you should do. If you want to and you can't afford it, all power to you. But that's not what you should do, in my opinion. What I have done is now when I want something, I make sure that I have the money set aside and then I save. I use the credit card so I can get the points. My husband has a credit card that we use, and then I pay it off within that month. So that ensures that I'm gonna go ahead and pay for the item right then and there, and I'm not just gonna let the excitement kind of wear off, so to speak, and then I'm back to square one. The thing you can do is to look on the resale market. Fashionphile is an absolutely holy grail for used luxury pieces. Now there are other ones. There's the Real, and I think there's Tradesy. I think there's one more that I'm missing, but those are also really reputable luxury reselling sites. I can only speak for Fashionphile because that's the only one that I've had experience with, and it's been positive every single time. But on these sites, you can find pieces at a discounted price, and depending on what you want to pay for it, they have different levels of wear, so to speak. So they have like new, giftable, excellent, very good, good, fair. I think those are the ones that they have. And I will say from experience that their good is actually very good to me. Now, it may depend piece by piece, but they are harsh critics on their pieces. So if a handbag says very good, slight corner wear and tear, some scratches on the hardware, and you're looking at the pictures on Fashionphile, you can actually zoom in on those pictures and get a better look at what it is that they are describing in the description. So that's another way that you can afford luxury handbags. And of course, there's nothing wrong with buying things secondhand. I bought my Louis Vuitton duffel bag. It's from the year, I think it was 2002. Don't quote me. I think it was 2002 or 2000. So it was about 20 years old when I bought it, in beautiful condition. I think on the website it said it was good because I bought it from Fashionphile. It said good, but it was in great condition for 20 years. The vachetta was beautiful, and I got it for $1,000. Those bags I think now are like over 2,000, almost 3,000, 2,500, depending on the style and the size and everything. And I love that bag and I get a lot of use out of it. So that's another way to afford luxury, is to buy on the resellers market. Another way to afford luxury is, I know that some of the fashion houses such as Nordstrom and Neiman Marcus, they work on a point system. Nordstrom has Nordstrom Notes. If you spend so much money in the store on clothes, shoes, anything really, you get Nordstrom Notes, and you can accumulate those notes. and put them towards another purchase. Now, I know that Nordstrom no longer sells Gucci, but they do carry YSL, and I think they may carry one or two other luxury fashion houses, and so you can use those notes to pay towards that purchase. I know that they also have like a double point stay, so depending on if you're making a large purchase and you're putting it on that credit card, you could do double the points and you can get more Nordstrom notes that way as well. And Marcus also does something like that, and I believe Saks Fifth Avenue. I'm not familiar with those places too much. And another way to afford luxury is, of course, to just sell some of the old things that you have that you don't use, such as be clothes, shoes, anything like that, and just kind of put your money aside. Especially if you're into fashion, seasons change and sometimes looks come and go. And so if you have things from older seasons, you can go ahead and sell those to get money. And you can sell things on apps like Poshmark, Mercari. I think Let Go is another one. I do have experience with Poshmark, and they do take a percentage of your sales, but that's another way to sell some unused clothing or accessories or shoes to get money as well. Also, I would suggest, like, if you have gift cards and stuff like that, you kind of create like a separate account. I would also suggest getting together like gift cards, monetary gifts that you receive, and kind of lump it together in one account and just continually save, just here and there, like $50 here, $100 there. Eventually, you can have enough saved to buy a luxury purchase. Now, this may not seem like any grand news to anybody, but at the end of the day, these are just luxury pieces, and while they're nice to have, the feeling and the high that you get from when you first buy something that's exciting, it does come down. At the end of the day, it's just a purse. They're just shoes. And even though people may associate like a status symbol with these things, they really don't mean anything. So if you're saving up for it, I encourage you to keep saving. Don't put it on a credit card. It's just, if you don't have the funds to do it, it's not worth it, especially if you don't have the funds to pay it off right now. You're gonna have that purse and you're still gonna be paying on it 6 months from now. If it's your first luxury purchase, I can see you still being fairly excited about it and still wanting to pay for it. But after you realize that the high of owning that item wears down and you're still making payments, it can get a little discouraging. After the high wears off, it can get kind of annoying making these payments, right? You're like, oh, I shouldn't have bought this, or then you want to go and resell it. So I always say just kind of save money aside, put it aside. If you do put it on a credit card for, points or anything like that, just make sure that you can pay it off within 1 to 2 months at the latest. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any other tips and tricks on how to afford luxury purchases, then please drop them down in the comments. I'm sure other people would love to read those comments as well. Please follow me on Instagram at YouFancySteph. I'm also on TikTok. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.